Hello and welcome to Hobbies and Hyperfocus, my YouTube channel where I talk about my hobbies such as journaling and planner keeping and cross stitch, but also probably will go down a rabbit hole or two in our time. My name is Pam, my pronouns are she, her, and I live on Treaty 6 land in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada. I just want to say that I'm struggling really hard right now with the decision to keep filming. I know I'm just talking to the void right now. I don't know how to get out here. I don't know how to become part of the community. And I'm just frustrating myself trying. But I'm also struggling very hard because I'm having a hard time seeing, and it's affecting this whole thing because right now I have to take my glasses off or my ring light shows in it, and then I get distracted by the ring light and I can't keep going. But I also know that I can't see well enough. I have contacts on right now, and that's because I'm hoping that after I'm done filming this and editing, which I really hate doing, I'm just going to hopefully have some time to do cross stitch today. Historically I haven't. Once I've done everything, then I have to do all the mum stuff, but I'm hoping I'll get a few hours of cross stitch in tonight. And if I want to cross stitch, I have to have contacts in so that I can put on the magnifying glasses. These reading glasses are now no longer strong enough for me to be able to stitch with. So I can't wear my bifocals because I need to put on a magnifying glass. So I have to have contacts. So yeah, I'm at the stage where I can't see clearly far away and I can't see clearly close to me. And it's kind of getting really frustrating, and I don't know what other people do. I wish I knew what other people did, how you get through this, because I don't want to give up cross stitching because it's the only hobby that I have that's not computerized. So if there is anyone out there, can you tell me what you do? And if there is anyone out there, can you please comment or like or subscribe? I'm starting to feel like nobody's out there. I got like one comment on each video, and that's nice, but is there a point in keep going? I guess there is a point for myself so I can track what I'm doing, but sometimes I feel like I'm talking to the void or my cat. Anyway, it's still October. Again, it's October 22nd, 2023. October is Dyslexia Awareness Month. My children and I went to a dyslexia awareness talk on Thursday for Dyslexia Canada, and hopefully we're helping get together with other people and getting more funding in our schools to help kids with needs, because education should be a human right. But I also live in Saskatchewan, and we're having an issue with just getting the teachers allowed to use the preferred pronouns and names of our children. Our government this past week created a bill that limits the teachers and schools' ability to use the preferred pronouns of children without the express permission from their parents. I think we're going down a bad road here. There was a lot of protest against it, and in response to that, our premier has used the notwithstanding clause, which means notwithstanding the rights and freedoms of the Charter of Rights and Freedoms of Canada, from what I understand, and I might be wrong, but that's how I read it. So when we can't even get the right for children to identify themselves without being outed before they're ready, it seems like getting educational funding and supports might be a lower thing on the list. But notwithstanding that, we are going to keep fighting. So there's my political rant for the day. Well, one of them. I should just do a section called Unpopular Opinions of Pam, because I have a lot of unpopular opinions apparently. Did I talk about our card? Our card for the day, if I didn't talk about it, I have filmed this so many times, I've lost track of where I am. Our card of the day is the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Cauldrons. This card is about looking at your inner depths and not just the surface, but what lies beneath. So not just the hats you wear as mother, father, daughter, sister, teacher, but the core still waters of your soul. And this is something that I've been honestly struggling with, beyond just being able to not see, is the whole getting older, not liking the way I look, and getting now to the stage where, as I've said in other videos, where I'm starting to look at more beyond, this is what is expected of me and this is what I actually like. Hopefully I get more time soon to like focus on that, but about September to about March is super busy at work, at home, so I probably won't. Just to be really honest. So I'm here to talk about cross stitch. I don't know if anyone's out there, but if they are, they probably came here to talk about cross stitch. So let's get to the cross stitch. Okay, so let's start with the one I always start with, which is the Temperature Galaxy Stitch Along. This is from Climbing Goat Designs UK. This is the high and low version. Now I was kind of dumb, and this is like the first time in a really long time stitching on black fabric. I decided to do it on 20 count, and since I can't see very well, it's incredibly difficult for me to do on 40 count. Sorry, 40 count. So this is 40 count carbon copy from Dying for Cross Stitch, and I used 42 different colors of DMC. My range goes from below -40 Celsius to +40 Celsius, which is the temperature range in Saskatoon. And I've just finished arm 3, so I've done up until the end of September. Next week I will start on, not next week, the week after probably, after Halloween, I will start on the last one, and it starts right here, so it'll come up and over, and we'll be done. As I mentioned last time, next year I want to do another temperature style. I might do it another type of year in pixels kind of thing, but I want to do the moon phases, but I think I'm going to do it on a 32 count. I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of this black, but I find it incredibly difficult to see, so I'll probably just cut off what I don't need and donate it. Give it to someone who can still see. So this is the Climbing Goat Galaxy Temperature Stitch Along High-Low version up until September. Okay, then I worked a lot on this one, which is my, oh, can I do this right? There we go. I don't know if she's a fairy or a pixie. This is Trick or Treat by Nora Corbett. It was in a cross-stitch magazine in the 90s, I would like to say. And I finished all the DMC now. So all I have left is the Krynics. I've started, you can really see, started the Trick or Treat Krynic. It's just the orange glow in the dark. There is also Krynic on this pumpkin, so the vines. There's sort of a sparkly clear blue one that comes out. It's like a spider web. There's a moon up here, beads. So I don't think I'm gonna get this done by Halloween, of course, but I need to order more of the Krynics. This is always my, it is chronically the issue here is that I can't get Krynic. And so I have to order it and I have to wait for it. And then I get bored waiting and I start something else and then it never gets done. But maybe by next Halloween I'll get the Trick or Treat Fairy done. Or one thing I did do is I changed her skin tone from boring old white lady to zombie girl. And I think it looks good. It'll kind of match when we put in the spiderweb color Krynic, because that's kind of a bluey purpley Krynic. And that is done on a 32 count Lugana that I dyed with onion skins, yellow onion skins. The next thing I worked on is, I think this is the way it goes up. This is a tiny start that I made last night on the Little Brown Bat by Cottage Garden Samplings. This is on a 40 count Oaken by Picture This Plus, and it's on the other side of the only other thing other than the Garden of Oddities that I finished, which is this. This is finished number 1 for the year, the Beaver. I finished this in January, and I had enough fabric to do Little Brown Bat. So the Little Brown Bat will be here, and he goes up here. So he's really cute when he's done. So I didn't bring the pattern down to show you the picture, but maybe I'll insert a picture of what he looks like. So there is that one. I also have done the Fox by Cottage Garden Samplings, and I have enough of the Picture This Plus. That one is, I don't even know. I don't remember what it's called, but I have enough to do another small one on it, and it's also 40 count. So I think I'm gonna try and get the reindeer, so I have the January pattern and the December pattern on the same piece of fabric, because as much as I don't like the dark black fabric for my eyes, the Oaken isn't too bad to work on, even though it's 40 count. So it's not the 40 count that's causing me issues. It's the darkness and not being able to see where I sit in my room. There's not really a lot of light. So there is that. Then I did bring out this one. I will maybe insert a picture if I have a picture. I don't know if I have one. If I do, I will insert a picture of where I was before. This is the Crystal Mermaid Aquabella by Bella Filipina Designs. And I did all of this bit. Yeah, it was 2 nights of stitching. This is on a 32 count Dying for Cross Stitch opalescent called Treasure. I think this one's Treasure, yeah. And I really like the designs. I'm finding paper patterns really frustrating, and they're all paper patterns right now. So this is my first time ever using the Nerd Tube, which I got 2 of the really big ones, if you notice. I think I'm gonna order a few smaller ones because I really like it, but I don't always need the giant hoops. I tend to do the big ladies, the big fancy ladies. So I have a few more mermaids I want to do, and so there's that. Yeah, I only did 2 days on her. The last one that I worked on is, I don't know, you can't really, I'll have to take this one out of the Nerd, because you can't really see the other one. Okay, I finished up the frame on her. So like there's a frame that goes all the way around, and I didn't do all of the Krynics because I only have one little spool of this, and I don't think I even have a whole spool. But again, I'm waiting for the Krynics and I'm waiting for the beads that I have to order. This is the Mermaids of the Seasons stitch along, and this is our Spring Mermaid, who looks very Islander to me. And I've just started on the Summer Mermaid's tail. So like I do the frame down to about where I can count. So this I went down to about 100 stitches. Then I started on the pink tail. This one, I guess her name is Vera, and she's my Summer Mermaid. And I'm liking this. This is on a 32 count Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers Co. called Singing in the Rain. And there's quite a bit of Krynics, but for the most part I'm just leaving the DMCs as is. I did make a few mistakes on this one because I guess right here where they're pink and yellow flowers, they were supposed to be just pink and pink, and I just grabbed the wrong symbol. But I like it, so I'm gonna leave it. So the Summer Mermaid came out last Sunday on the 15th. I started her on Wednesday. So I've done quite a bit for 2 days. Then I got into my little bat and I put her down because I wanted to start a bat. I don't know why. I think I saw Cam the Stitcher and Bridgen and somebody else that I can't remember their name. Marjorie, maybe? They're starting the bat, and I was like, I have all the stuff. Why haven't I started the bat? So I started the bat. And then my start that I want to start tonight, I got this piece of fabric from Kim, who is Crafty Teacher DIYs on Instagram. She was getting rid of some of her extra, and this wasn't even in the pile, but I said to her, I'm looking for a 32, 36 count purple so I can restart the Sea Witch. So we have all the fabrics. I saw that Maggie from Kitschy Whips and Ali Z from Ali Z is Creative did the greens on a purple, and so I was like, I'm gonna copy them because obviously they know what they're talking about, because everybody else knows what they're talking about, not me. But the green that I was using on the original one, like I'll put in a picture of the original, the fabric was just too loose, and I was finding it was just not, I was not enjoying it. I was not enjoying stitching on it because of the way the fabric felt when I was stitching. And it was I think it's a 32 count. It's something that I've had in my stash since the early 2000s. And I don't remember what it was for because I've moved 3 times since then. And I obviously bought it for something, because the only reason that I ever have anything is because I bought it for some specific purpose at that point. But it was not an enjoyable stitch to stitch on. I did not like the fabric, and I was like, every time I picked it up, I love the design, but I could not do the fabric anymore. And so I think I'm gonna do it on this one, right where this big blob. I like that one. There's a nice big blob over here, dark purple. I like that. And this is a Mystic Fibers company Nebula, which is an even weave, a 32 count even weave. And I got that from Crafty Teacher DIY off of, I think she's on Instagram, but we connected over Michelle Bendy Stitchy's Discord server. So there is that. And that is everything I've stitched on so far. I was kind of hoping that the order that I made for my, what is it called? Second Most Magnificent Ink Circles Round Robin, the pattern and fabric would come in before I was gonna do this video, but it didn't. I chose to do the Garden Path, which I will put in here because I still have a picture of that, by Ink Circles. I am going to order the other one, which was the Aspen Mandala, but I think I'm going to do that one myself because I want it in a specific, I want to do it in 4 seasons. So I want to have, like, I want to control which, I'm going to do it myself eventually. I really don't have a lot of stitching stuff to talk about. Again, I got my partner for the Kitted Up swap, which is gonna be interesting. My partner didn't have any wish lists. They didn't have any patterns that they wanted kitted up. So I'm kind of grasping at straws at this point of what I can pull together, what I have that they might like. I'm kind of at a loss for where to start with this one. I might have to go and order like a gift card or something for some of their favorite designers, because from what I can see creeping on their Instagram, they tend to like patterns from designers that do primarily PDF or digital patterns, so I can't really buy the pattern and send it to them, but I can order a gift card and have it sent to them via email, I think. I'm gonna have to reach out to some of the designers and see how this works, because I'm not sure. I will be sending some flosses and some, like, a few pieces of fabric that they can use for whatever they choose, and then probably a digital gift card, but it seems kind of, I don't want it to be disappointing. So yeah, I'm overthinking that already, and that's not until February. And then Most Magnificent Ink Circles, I think we're starting, I have to check on that. I think we're starting to send in January, March. It's gonna go till next year from what I understand, because you get like 2 months or 3 months to stitch a quarter pattern for everybody, and having to take account for how long it takes to mail from Canada. Thankfully, I think at least one of my people, if not two of them, two of the others are also in Canada. But I know how Canada Post is, and so I know that even if I'm mailing to like Ontario, it's going to it might take them a week, it might take them 3 weeks, it might go to Australia first. Canada Post can be fun, so you know, you have to account for that. They're just one person, I don't know where they are. I think the other two are in Canada, so the three of us are in Canada. But there is that. I got a whole bunch. I'm gonna show more of my fabrics because I'm liking these. I got a whole bunch more fabric to make bags. Oops, got my phone. So I've got, the outside is owls, the inside will be brown. And then I think it's this one. The outside will be planets and the inside will be constellations, I think. And then I just have ones that I liked and I don't know what I'm gonna put them with. So I have gold moons and little sparkly bits. I have these guys, which I think are so cute. Skeletons doing yoga. I have jack-o'-lanterns. I think some of this glows in the dark too. I think these ones glow. I have black kitty cats with the orange inside that I'm gonna make. I have, I think it's the little crows and the inside is just purple. And then I have these ones that I'm not entirely sure, again, what I was planning to do for the insides or outsides. So like just purple bats, colorful candies, nighttime moons, and I have a lot of fabric and I don't sew. Purple and white spider webs. Can you tell that I like the Halloween fabrics? This one I really liked, the black cats on black with the orange and white stars, orange, yellow, and white stars on the inside. I have a lot of that. I think I was gonna make a bag with this, the inside of a bag with that. Then I have, oh, here's the outside of the bag. And this was like a tote bag. This was gonna be the outside of the tote bag, so the fat black cats. And this was gonna be the inside. And then I have black, and I have more of the black cats because I probably bought a third fat quarter of this because I like black cats. I'm so sad that my little void passed away last October the 1st, but he was 17, 18 years old. So the orange, that was going to go on the inside of something. Then we got away from the Halloween stuff and we have bumblebees, 2 of those, with the queen bee, 2 of the honeycomb, 2 of the gray writing, and then more honeybees. And again, more Halloween fabric. That's just some of the fabric I have. But I'm hoping that I will get my hyper focus back into the I want to sew something, and it'll either be a bunch of patchwork to make, but it's like I want to make, I know I talk a lot and I've given up the idea of editing any of this because I just talk. The original idea was that I was going to make a quilt, The only kind of quilts I've ever made are these, which is the rag quilt. And I made one for each of my kids. So the 6 kids that we have. Plus I made one for my husband's brother's former girlfriend's daughter. They were together at the time. They broke up about a week after. But I made basically my niece, I made her one. And then I made my nephew, my brother's son, one as well. So I've made 8 of these blankets so far. My daughter, the one whose blanket I just showed you, she would like an adult size blanket now, please and thank you. This was a crib size. And she wants to pick out the fabric, but she wants a real quilt. So not what do they call these? A rag quilt? This is a rag quilt. She would like a real quilt with all the fabrics that she chooses. So if I can get my brain to go back into the sewing realm and get out the sewing machine, and that would be great. She would like me to make a quilt. I have a lot of fabric. I got into it when I was making masks. But it didn't start off mask making fabric. I also have a whole bunch of it in here. Some other fat quarters where when I was making her dresses when she was 1 and she's 11 now. So I made her dress out of this fabric. So yeah, I have fabric everywhere. I have everything everywhere. My deep shame, if you could see it, is the high level of packets of pens. I have a lot of pens. I really like writing. Sorry, shaking the thing. I have drawers of pens. I have boxes of notebooks and papers and things. I get into things and then I get all the stuff and then I realize I'm not going to be good at that thing and I quit. Because that's how my brain works. I'm either really good at something or I quit. And that's, like I've said, my current struggle with YouTube. I'm not good at it. Nobody watches these videos. I feel like I'm talking to myself, and I am. I'm talking to myself. I'm sitting down here. Actually, I'm talking to Cheese Puff, who's sleeping and snoring behind me. But I had to give up looking at my, what do they call that? The YouTube, the channel thing, because it was making me very anxious. The fact that I sometimes see people and they put out their very first video and they have 2,000 people and they get all this notoriety, but I know that they've probably been in the communities before. They're well known on Instagram, they're well known on YouTube. Like they get like 2,000 the first time, and I don't know what I'm doing right. I don't know what I'm doing at all. And my anxiety every time I film a video.
Sorry.
Siri is sorry. Siri must be Canadian. Every time I film a video, just the whole, is anyone gonna like it? Does everybody hate me? Kind of thing that my ADHD brain automatically goes to. It causes so much anxiety. And I'm just trying to get over that right now. If people watch it, they watched. If they don't, they don't. There's nothing that I can do to be somebody else other than who I am. I tried that. It's really hard. It's very fucking frustrating. One thing that I tried not to do in the last videos is swear. but that's really not who I am. I swear a lot. I've worked in industries where it's very, people swear all the time, and it's just kind of how we talk, so it's very hard for me to like filter myself that way as well. And that is to say that I'm hoping I'll keep doing this, but I'm feeling very awkward, and I think people have noticed this. I can't see the video, like I can't see what is on the screen right now. I can't see clearly enough, and so I look like I'm not looking at and I'm probably not looking at the right place. But if I put on my glasses, as you can see the ring light, and that also drives me crazy, but then I can see what I'm looking at. I don't know. All of this to say that I'm just gonna wing it. I'm not gonna do too much editing, and I'm just gonna try and be myself, whoever that person is. I will do my shout out to Michelle, the Chinook crafter, because she's keeping me going. I know I've been watching her, and I know she's not a huge YouTube channel either, but she's doing pretty good. And who else? Oh, I mentioned Ali Z is creative, Michelle Bendy Stitchy, and Maggie at the Kitschy Whips. Those are the ones I've mentioned this time. That's all I really have to say. I'm gonna shut up now, because if I don't, I'm just gonna keep babbling. Goodbye.